Well, I don't know. I didn't promise that, but I would like to try and make that
It felt like a
happen.
promise.
I'm going to be goofing around. I'm going to be
It better
a
happen.
goofball.
If I don't laugh, I'm...
Oh, so's Flames, apparently. He just ran in with a grenade in hand to the bomb site. That is ridiculous, and it did get him killed.
But we're not laughing yet. Oh, okay. Still fighting. Jax goes down. Apex ZywOo left in a 2-on-2 against Fiku and Nico now, and mid-space has been taken. Plenty of time to work with here. This has all gone down in 30 seconds.
There's a bit of a contingency plan in Fiku, but... Oh, the push actually getting caught. Nico taking down Apex mid-air. ZywOo now 1 versus 2, recognizes that there could be a flank afoot, and he spots it out.
He's sandwiched in. Oh, he's going to spin around. He looks for one more. He's almost got the headshot. They're fighting ZywOo, and it's never a fun time, is it? He takes down Nico as well and wins the 1 versus 2 to start the match, which that's absolutely sick, but
Series
it's
is
what
over.
we've come to expect.
That's it. Let's pack it up. We can go to Series 3 now. That's it. ZywOo clutches the pistol. It's all over.
That almost made me laugh.
Yeah, sorry. Look, I've got plenty of rounds to try here, and we're on my favorite map, so this should be fun. But yeah, ZywOo just pipping Fiku there. The poor kid thought he had the flank, didn't have anything. And not the way that OG hoped to go forward here. Now, this is a type of round where we don't have to talk about anything Counter-Strike related, gentlemen. This is where we get a free pass. It's called almost a full eco.
You want to talk about astral projection?
Yeah,
I can tell you about the stream that I had tonight.
Okay. You're having tonight. Anders, hold up.
He's going to have a dream.
Not the future. Last night.
Oh, last night. All right, all right.
It's very confusing. I dreamt that I was in like an 80s revival band. And for some reason, we're playing The Strokes, which is not an 80s band at all, for anyone who doesn't know. So I don't know how that works out. And we were playing on the Titanic. So again, obviously, a lot of mixing of time zones. I think that's part of the theme here.
Okay.
So I was playing on the Titanic. I didn't know this at the time. I was just on a stage, and I was performing. And then at the end of my set, I get told in my ear, I have to introduce the next band that's going to be coming up playing. And it's a band of drag queens that are performing Super Trooper, ABBA's Super Trooper. Brilliant track, super cool song. So I start singing the intro to Super Trooper. And then they come on, and I just stay on there, and we just perform the show all together.
You're jamming.
It's sick. It's like I have this incredible experience of performing this track like live. It's such a good time. And then what happens is, the dream skips like a couple of frames, and suddenly I've realized that the Titanic thing wasn't an accident at all. I don't know. We skipped like a lot here. We're no longer talking about music or anything like that.
Hugo's great-grandfather was the captain of that ship.
Really?
That's what he claims.
That's why you were dreaming about the Titanic?
That's what he claims.
Okay, I could believe that.
Yeah.
But it wasn't an accident, and he actually intentionally steered it. He lost his mind, the captain, and I figured this out along the way. And I woke up and I realized that the whole story of the Titanic would change so much if you found that out. Like, it wouldn't be like some sort of tragic love story or anything. It would just be a captain murdering several thousand people. So that was what I dreamt.
It took quite a turn there. We'll get back into the dreams, I'm sure. We got the guns out now. Apex chipped on down. This is a very standard Anubis default here. 2 players caretaking over towards the water area, 2 top mid, and 1 outside B. Very, very standard on the T side.
Yeah, I would say that for the Vitality side, the only real difference you would get from the usual here is that we've got double A-Lean with ZywOo and Magisk over there.
And not aggressively either.
Right. Usually you'd want to see them do something if they have that, because usually I think people favor the double mid hold. So Apex is on his lonesome. Yeah,
there is something, I think, with this map that you can just really turtle up into like a 3-2, but you can't do it at the start of the round. You need to at least ward off mid, and here's a push.
This angle is so strong, though, from Fiku. It's so hard to clear. I say that, and surely bad news for him, but no, okay. Spots out Jax, tosses the molly forward. Oh, I don't think he recognizes that Spinx is there. This is great intel being held onto by Vitality.
You could see he definitely thought, all right, that's the one play. He's back in the bomb side. It's all good.
Uh-oh.
They've got that mid control, though. This is sick. ZywOo walks right into it. Great headshot for Nico. And now they're going to be attacking that bomb site. They have a little bit of pinch coming through the main entrance and flames as well, but they don't even need it. They've just taken over everything. It's an instant save call coming out from Vitality.
Oh, even with that space that Spinx was able to grab there, they should have known that that was likely going to be a hit on the other side of the map, right? Or at least through mid, because they had nobody or no real issues outside B. So Vitality just not hitting the mark in this one.
Yeah, Vitality definitely won the intel game, but they kind of just lost out on their fights. It wasn't like they even had a bad setup necessarily. 2 guys over there towards A.
I'm curious, where do you guys land? So we were talking about it there on the couch on who's going to win this one. Anders, who do you think is going to win this series right here today?
it feels like even, you know, with the stand-in, I just feel like Vitality looked really good. Jax was playing out of his mind yesterday, and I just really like Jax as a player in general, so I can't go against him right now. I just can't.
This is actually only the second Anubis for Vitality. I knew when I saw it come up, I was like, well, this is... wow. When I say it's a punish, it's a map that we haven't seen them have to play a lot, and when you bring in a new player of Jax here temporarily, you got to get him up to speed as well. So having only played it one time before, we're going to learn a lot about Vitality here today. Barry, where are you at?
I would definitely give this to Vitality, but I just think that OG is not a team you should be counting out. I really think that what
Spinks
they showed
doesn't
first...
have a gun.
Ooh, yeah, that's a little weird.
Spinks didn't buy a gun.
Yeah,
It's not a problem.
I'll sell OG though to people.
Spinks has just realized he didn't buy a gun.
Okay, yeah, he's going back.
A little bit late, perhaps, but, you know, it's good. I think it'll be fine.
Better late than never, they say.
Oh, dear.
Where is it?
Oh, dear. He didn't buy. He still has 3K,
Oh.
right? So he dropped a saved rifle, which ZywOo or Magisk has right now. And then...
You could just see the worry on his face.
Yeah, he just didn't rebuy. That's what happened there.
He's so worried.
The problem is, like, going back to spawn also reveals that it was a mistake. If he would have just stuck there, he could have just played it off cool and said, no, it's just part of the plan. Like, it's about optimizing the economy. We're probably going to win the round anyway, so, you know, we'll just have way more money to work with. Just pretend at that point in time. Just pretend. And now he can bait for this tip. Why is he playing behind? Why is he not playing in front? He wants ZywOo's gun. What is going on?
Oh, there's a gun or two. Thank you very much, Mr. ZywOo.
Yeah, Spinks now on the retrieval mission. Okay, it all worked out.
It was part of the plan. I'm calling it now.
What
He's
about
a genius.
this? How's this in the plan,
Oh,
Landers?
no.
Fiku got 2 back.
Yeah, that was clumsy, wasn't it?
They might not even think Spinks is here, actually. Okay. Oh,
They know he's in the smoke.
Dead
game.
either way.
Very nice from Spinks with that recovered AK. Now just 2 players remain, Nico and Fiku, and Spinks with that AK is going to find 3. All part of the plan.
So sick.
How ridiculous. Starts the round without a gun, ends the round with 3 kills and an AK, and now he can even drop ZywOo and AWP. So yeah, maybe the simulation is real.
They're just thinking ahead.
Yeah.
It's very Jame of them.
I was going to say, James watching the game out there, taking notes, thinking, wait a minute.
Yeah.
We don't even have to save the end of the round. We can just save from the very beginning. What a sick play.
Oh dear. All right. Well, a mid smoke's just been lobbed on out here from Spinks, and they are going to continue to start in this more. I was going to say 2-1-2, but they're pivoting back from the CTs quite quickly here. A-main pressure on the Docker. Flames aggressive. ZywOo taking mid exchange, but look how much space Flames has early.
All right, same position almost for Fiku here. He's in charge of holding that push. I love it, though. I love it from Vitality, taking so much map control away from OG, and then again, leaving one player at the time with Jax instead, but he's going to be found. All right. That is heads-up play from Nico.
And that's the silenced M4 there. Right, I obviously wouldn't kill him. Oh, that was quick. Dexter's in.
Yeah, A-bomb side under attack. Apex, that smoke when it fades, all of the real estate is gone, but he's going to get the headshot. Great work with the FAMAS, makes it a 3-on-3. Still got plenty of time. That long rotation from Spinks is still really, really far away. So they kind of have a choice to make right now. Do they want to wait or just fight it before it actually happens? So Molotov's raining in, trying to create that space for the bomb plant. And Spinks is still, you know, 5-10 seconds away from anything happening here.
Oh, that's ugly.
Real awkward. Nico's in trouble, low on health. Yep, ZywOo will pick him off. Good double kill. Leaves Dexter on his own with the AWP behind the pillar. He's flashed and his feet are on fire and he can't make it out. ZywOo will find him and clean up the round.
He almost made it out of there. That flash actually was able to buy him a little bit of time, but good cleanup from ZywOo. 3 kills on the retake. That bomb site is pretty tough to retake, but ZywOo made that look so simple, just winning every fight consecutively.
After Apex, looks like he kind of flubbed the lines, right? This was great for him in the early stage here, but then he had another opportunity to get a kill and didn't pull it off, but ZywOo had no issues.
What are we calling that position by the pillar that Dexter was at?
Fountain.
Yeah.
People will call it pillar, but you can call it fountain or pillar, Anders.
It's like a little plateau that's next to the pillar.
Well, on the, it says...
There's water that comes down right
okay,
next
oh,
to it.
fair enough.
Yeah, and on the top above the radar, it says fountain.
Yeah.
And there's enough pillars on this map.
I'm going to crit Ron or both of you later on to help me out with a particular smoke from that position that I spent maybe 3 hours trying to figure out and I just couldn't.
Okay.
Right.
I need a smoke to land on the, not the, maybe the bottom or the second from the bottom step from that position.
In the site?
No, like on the steps that lead out to where the T's come from, like all towards the main entrance.
Okay.
Like there's like that little plateau area. I need like a smoke that lands there, but thrown way from the back. Because you could do like a really sick one-way because of the steps, because they're so incremental.
Yeah.
You can do like really sick one-ways, but I can't throw it without exposing myself. I need to be able to throw it from essentially from behind the pillar, but actually even more behind that. I'll show you.
And as we all know, exposing ourselves is illegal.
It is illegal.
So
Get you killed, especially in Counter-Strike.
Just depends what beach you're on, actually.
that's true.
Yeah.
I don't think it flies here in Malt. Actually, no.
There's probably a couple beaches.
There are a few where it is
yeah.
okay. I've seen it with my bare eyes. I wish I hadn't.
Your eyes were exposed to their own exposition.
Yeah, I wouldn't go back there.
Well, how did you get there in the first place?
I was wandering on a beach, Anders, and you go one step too far, and you start seeing a couple of old dudes sitting there.
Convenient excuse.
I think it needs to be.
I don't believe it.
This needs to be talked about and addressed. That why is it that all the people who you see indecently exposed in whatever you're doing in life, whether you're in a locker room or you're at a beach, are all the people you don't want to see indecently exposed? Where are the people I want to see indecently exposed exposing themselves?
I don't know, Maui. Maybe we could get the internet out there looking for these people that you're looking for.
Yeah.
We could identify them and find out where they are. That sounds a bit stalkerish. I think it's just the nature of the globe, you know?
I don't know. Alex, I feel like you are one
for.
of these people. Why are you not on the beaches? What's going on?
Right. So
You could be the trendsetter here.
I should be
There's nothing
just
stopping you.
out there indecently exposed.
Out there in your swimwear, or lack thereof.
Or, yeah, nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing, preferably.
Yeah, it's beauty's in the eye of the beholder here.
Yeah, but I think there's some objectivity to
I don't know about
who
that.
we want exposed.
I don't know about that. Not in 2023.
Yeah, I guess we can't really assume too much anymore.
Everyone get exposed.
Okay.
My old team used to be called Exposure.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, had nothing to do with
You
cameras.
play into that at all?
No, not really. It was just a name. I liked working with XP was the lettering, and then eventually it grew into Exposure.
And my ex team was called Voyeurs.
Oh.
All right.
Oh.
We're getting like a really interesting trend. I used to be in a team called Run. And the idea was the clan tag was called Run, and then you said run from, and then your name.
Okay, like meet your maker.
Yeah.
Yep, all right.
Okay.
Well, that could have been a real interesting exchange right there, but that was called off last second because of a flash that Spinks just copped in his face. That was meant to be a heavy A push.
You know what? I'm pretty sure the windows that they just threw grenades from out here, I'm pretty sure you can boost on the T side to look in through one of them.
With a triple?
Yes.
Okay. So gain a little bit of intel?
Yeah, but you can't see people inside of the bomb site. You could see people on the back plateau. But I'm pretty sure it's doable.
Okay, there's a setup here. Flash out, and Jax punished. Flames beating the nade and finding the opening pick in this round.
Yeah, I feel like they just wanted that info back, but after the play didn't work initially, you knew they were in a bit of trouble here. And now Apex has to anchor this on his lonesome. Drops a defensive smoke, gets himself on the plateau. Not much util, but it looks like there's 4 players who could be coming quite quickly here.
Oh.
Apex, that is beautiful stuff right there. Just stalled them out, coming through the smoke. They really felt very limp, didn't it?
They threw flashes through the windows, but they land miles behind Apex. So that was always going to happen. Someone could have probably unhanded the flash, at least for the smoke.
Yeah, precisely.
Just to make it a little bit more difficult. That seemed crazy. Boom. They're bringing it back, though. It's all good.
The bomb should go down now. ZywOo's not playing aggressively here. You can see he's worried about that mid play as well. So rotation of Spinks and Magisk is on the way. The bomb should get planted 3v3.
Well, they have one Molotov, so could be an interesting tool to try and see if they can wedge somebody out. Good headshot from Nico, though. 2 versus 3. Still plenty of time on the bomb, but one of those is an AWP, and it's always very tricky to retake with, even if it's on ZywOo. They're going to be sneaking in to make it with a good kill. That makes it a little bit easier. Dexter goes down, and now it's Fiku behind the same pillar again. The bomb is right there in front of him, and they're running out of time. They need to go on that defuse and never let it go. Oh, and they're already off it again. I think time has simply run out. Good kill onto Fiku. They're going to go straight onto the defuse. Surely it's going to be down to the last second. They already... Oh, that is actually so close.
I thought Fiku played the pillar position quite well there.
It looked like
it just didn't quite hit the shot. Yeah, definitely. The first peek to the right side of the pillar was an opportunity to find something to thin the numbers a little bit, but if you miss ZywOo, he's not going to miss you.
Yeah, and this was a round where I guess you really have to give a lot of props to Apex for that double coming through the smoke here. It made this very possible, even though they clawed it back into a 3-on-3 post plant, but a good one to win, 6-1 scoreline, and double orbs, gentlemen, and one for Jax. Jackie boy on the big green.
Yeah, we've been seeing him over towards that B site pretty repeatedly, and he's been wanting to actually fight for space, and I think maybe that plan is going to be aborted now that he's got the op. Just play in the site,
That's
pick him off.
interesting. That is very interesting that he has an AWP and he's decided to...
Oh,
Wow.
They're coming in.
yeah, a lot of pressure. Straight headshot though, Jax. I don't think I've ever seen him with this weapon before, but that was a good kill. Spinks hanging around in the E-connector, and he's going to be taking down Neofrag straight into a 2-on-3, but they're so low on health already. This is not looking good. It seems like Vitality's defense is pretty rock solid at the moment. 6-1 scoreline and a chance here, maybe. Now the Dexter's picked up a kill.
That feels like it might have been a mistake for Magisk. Gave OG an opportunity here. Didn't even hear the bomb plan or anything, just went for the dry peek into that dark spot. And now OG, they're still trying to piece this one together. The bomb is slightly exposed, so they're trying to use some utility to find safe passage. And ZywOo recognizes his opportunity to strike here, peeks out, and taking a duel with Dexter. It's a labored one at that, but Dexter's able to come out on top after the trade.
Apex, oh wait, blocks out. Do they know he's low? It feels like they do. Trying to get it go down. It's Dexter with a triple. Oh, that's a good clutch at the end. It felt like Apex had the element of surprise. It really felt like he didn't quite know where he was, but somehow he did anyway. Second round for OG.
I think Apex would win that if he didn't have the AWP.
Probably,
Because he
yeah.
had an opportunity to shoot and he missed.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. I agree
If
with
he
you.
didn't have the AWP, he would have had a chance to connect an extra bullet or two and probably have won that round. And yeah, that one there is going to sting a little bit. They can get out another buy here. It's not the end of the world for Vitality, but a round that I think they could have definitely converted there. They will have to stomach that one. Where are we at on this? Are we thinking that this map, because I know what the stats say, right? But how do we find ourselves looking at a map like Anubis? Do we sit here and go, yeah, this is CT-sided, this is T-sided? Do we think there's a lack of moves for the CTs? Do we think T's have too many options?
I think you nailed it already. There's a lack of options for the CTs. Not too many great pushes that they can go for. Mid-round, it's great for CTs to push, but it's usually off of a reaction because you lose space elsewhere. So inherently, because you have those options in the mid-round, it's usually because of a poor beginning to the round. Just Ts are gifted a lot. The nades to clear mid aren't really that hard to pull off. It's pretty procedural at this point in my eyes.
Yeah, I hate judging maps too early. I feel like that's a big mistake people do because, obviously, I would still say nobody really knows what they're doing on a map like Anubis. It's just too early in the game. Oh, that's a good flash. I say that. Binks knows what he's doing. A couple of kills right there. At least there was some revenge. And Neofrag, he's still running with it all the way into the bomb side. He's just taking so much control. Apex turned his back, but the flash actually saved him. He could have been dead right then and there. Oh, wow.
Oh, Dinked as well coming in through dark here. This is going to be very hard to clear for the two of them. ZywOo with a missed sitter right there, and Magisk goes down. It has to be the save call. Oh, dear.
Wow, that could have been everything. If ZywOo hit that shot, takes Nico down 3 versus 2, the retake's on all of a sudden, but the wide swing with the MAC-10 works out.
Yeah, that was an interesting exchange there as well. So
I'm definitely worried about this being too T-sided for a map.
the map?
Yeah, that scares me.
I don't necessarily think that because it's T-sided it's bad. I just think that it plays out very differently than what we have in other maps with the pool.
Yeah, I see that.
I don't think maps can be T-sided. I think it's a mistake.
I think Cash was a T-sided map that a lot of people were pretty fond of. I think by the end of its run, it was kind of a 9-6 T-sided map in my eyes, because mid control was pretty easy for Ts to find. It always forced a CT push into either A main or B main, and I think Ts were pretty ready for that all the time. And I don't think that played out badly. It was just kind of a different style of CS that we're not as used to.
Maybe the only reason why I could accept it on a map like Cash is because it's such a compact map that a lot of the fights are gonna, once you're fighting, it's just gonna spiral. You're just gonna keep doing it all over the place. Whereas my real worry with T-sided maps is that it leaves the CTs, instead of making rational choices, you have to gamble a lot more. Yep. And it's not as exciting. I'd much rather see some logical choices being made instead of people saying, let's try and do a 3-man push out of the B-bomb side and hope if we win the fight out there, it's all good.
Our biggest fear, though, is if it becomes like Inferno with the CT gambles and then it's just saves. That is where it becomes the worst. If the CTs still are able to maneuver mid-round and find gaps to potentially fast flank, whereas on Inferno, you can't really find a gap to fast flank, right? So if it's somewhere in the middle, and this is the thing as well, I think the CT moves are in reaction addition to what the Ts are able to get away with. So once we have better established, which we're at that point now, the game is on crack, right? When you think about Counter-Strike, we have all these people playing all the time, a new map in the pool in 2023, right? It's going to get picked up and, well, 2022, but it's going to get picked up and run with very quickly here.
Yeah.
So people will evolve quite swiftly, and well, this is going to be the 4th round for OG. Shouldn't be too many qualms in this one. I know there's a bit of an Apex flank, but I don't think they should be considering getting stuck into this. So we'll call it 6-4, a 2-round buffer for Vitality.
Something I do like about the sort of the overall aesthetics of the map, though, maybe a lot of people forgot about this, but in the past when new maps were added, a lot of the time we had these problems where there were these very active backgrounds where it's very hard to see a player up against a particular color, or they were just like very dark areas where, you know, again, unless you cranked up your gamma to, you know, a million.
Vibrance and
everything. Like you had to do all these things. All right.
Almost caught the AWP there.
That's
I was
scary.
very lucky to get that kill. They almost caught the AWP on that cross, or at least Neofrag did.
But you can see like all the colors are a little bit faded here. Like you can, a player will stand out against almost any background on this map, and that's just good design for like a competitive map. So you know, it's a great improvement in that sense. I appreciate that.
Aesthetically, I think this is easily the best of, say, the last 3 maps. Ancient, Vertigo, this one just pops. I think just visually, it's so much more pleasing to be looking at Anubis all day for me.
And the map, when you talk to players, it's a bit more traditional in the approach and in the fights. Like specifically, like the fights that you're taking for them, they don't seem, there's not too much smoke spam going on. There's not all that crazy nonsense across the map. It is just fights that they feel a bit more comfortable with.
One of these days when we have a real break on the desk, I'm going to take you through what I think about map design, and I'll try and talk to you about why I think Anubis is actually... There's something really genius about the way that, especially the mid works.
Yeah,
like the fact that you can drop from mid into what is a connector to both A and B is very unique. Like, it's super rare that you see something like that.
Yeah, well, we got an A exec coming about. 4 players from OG slotted right outside the site. Means Magisk is going to be under a lot of pressure with Apex. ZywOo, okay, actually, the fight's already started towards A.
Yeah, they're going for it. And there's only one defender right now. It's Apex. Good kill on the first one. The spray continues straight into a headshot. Neofrag is down. He just walked into that one of the Fiku, looking to see if he can maybe use the chaos. He's been spotted. No surprises here, and Spinks will go and easily pick him up. Takes a little bit of time, but he'll get the job done. 2 versus 3. They could get a bomb plant right now if they're quick with it, but they don't have any more grenades to hold it afterwards. I mean, look at the grenades on Vitality, though. They should win this round.
Well, you take the plant here if you're OG, right? You've already got cash. You'll take the extra money in this. Now you try and fortify. Dexter's still alive. Keep this man in your vision right here. He's the one to watch.
Bit of a risky play. But if you can win this fight right here, then you might just win the round. He pushes forward into Spinks. 2nd kill of the round for him. And Nico is going to follow the same way. Nice triple. Good round for Vitality.
Got to give props to Apex again, right? He's had a couple of important double kills over towards this bomb site. This was no exception to that rule, especially after his teammates have given up that first death. He's been able to chip on in with some frags. And speaking of frags, he's got 9 in total so far. So this is the double I was just discussing. Really good work from him. And a pretty good lead here for Vitality, right? So if we're thinking this map is a little bit more T-sided, what are we talking here for the CTs? Like 8 means they've already done more than the job.
Yeah.
7 feels like, what, we're talking
I think it's a pretty good scoreline.
6 or, yeah, exactly.
7's already good.
7. Yeah. So they're happy here.
I'd say so.
Yeah, I think OG are the ones that are feeling more pressure at the moment.
I think also specifically because a lot of the time, if you're not that practiced on a map, playing the CT side can be a lot more difficult because you're talking about rotations and like all these things. I feel like the T side may be a little bit easier to group up and execute onto a bomb side and all that. I feel like that's where you're going to see probably players play a little bit better if everyone is a little bit unpracticed on it.
Imagine if you had to have your coach watching you in spawn freeze time every time like that. They were just like put into the game, just staring at you while you were buying your guns and talking strategy. Maybe that would be a good way to do it.
I think there would be a little bit more pressure on your shoulders. I think people might get a little bit nervous to see their coach right in the game.
Yeah, they don't normally have to look at the guy.
No.
He's behind us. We don't have to worry about him. We just have to listen to his voice.
There's a significant lack of eye contact with a lot of players.
We could probably do that, like AR him into the game. That's
surely
doable.
Yeah, it's already here on the observing.
Make it happen.
Source 2.
Yeah, there we go. See another feature.
Yeah.
I do love this set of nades. I highlighted this with... oh, hold up. We're going B-poppy here. We're looking for a fight. We're looking for a frag on this AWP. Flash forward. ZywOo off the line. Dexter edging ever closer to a biff in a battle. The second flash, no good. ZywOo will deal with him. And the second Not going to connect. Down to 16 points. A help.
Oh.
Neofrag with a quick double up. They should accelerate. They must know ZywOo's low.
Yeah, this is a really good opportunity. Although the bomb is so far away, maybe that's why they didn't. But it did feel like they could have put some pressure on him right there. 2 people down from the Vitality side.
They're not trying this again,
Oh,
are
a
they?
lot of pressure on Magisk, though.
Oops, that's a
Wait.
failed Molotov.
And they have no smoke for this position. Oh, they're not even clearing it.
They just overlook it. Oh my goodness, Magisk. Oh,
dearie
and
me.
Apex rotates in 2. That Molotov really cost them, not landing, not hitting the mark. And now Fiku, 1 versus 3. The one-way smoke is out already, and this is such a tough battle. He recognizes that he is not favored in any further engagement, but still going to take a crack at it. Spots a jiggling player and just right through the one-way is able to find Magisk, but Apex shuts it down. Yet another multi-frag for the in-game leader of Vitality.
This is getting out of control quite quickly here, isn't it?
They want that round back, for sure.
Yeah, it felt like it's so crazy. They looked in the sight everywhere besides that really deep corner here. So obviously we call this position heaven, but I feel like you need a name for this little pokey corner so you can communicate it real quick when you're in the server. But the fact he produces so much from that position, it's too much, right? They should be spacing better to get a trade.
It's a bathhouse, right? So it's the position from where you're watching the people in the bathhouse.
So we're back to the voyeurism. We're back there again.
I didn't want to go there.
We're back there.
But you've baited me into it.
Well, wait till we get talking about Maui's dating podcast, Anders. Don't you worry about that one.
That scares me quite a bit.
It should do.
Oh, here we go. He is ready. The M4A4 bullets for everybody.
Yeah, he's giving out dating advice. Do you have any questions, Anders?
Listen, I've been out of the dating market for a little bit. Don't have any real plans to get back in there, but I mean, obviously,
Anything's possible.
Now I've heard all the kids say it's all about the apps nowadays.
The app,
So
yeah,
I think if I was there, I need some advice on how to
Maui's
create like
against
a good,
the app.
good profile.
I'm fairly anti-app, but I will say that my profiles in the past have had a lot of success,
Okay.
Anders, and I think that it's just...
So what's a good formula?
I mean, I think you just comment on whatever the modern trends are, and then you just kind of make fun of them. So, like, astrology is fun to talk about, pronouns are fun to talk about, any sort of conflict in another part of the world is
You're
always
getting meta
having
with
an
life
opinion.
right now in your
have,
dating
have an opinion
profile.
on it, but be funny. Don't be too somber with these remarks.
You could go.
Can I just give you my phone and you can do it for me?
I could easily create a
When we see how many
great meeting.
matches, that could be it. If you get permission, Anders, we get Maui. This is a piece of content. We've done it right here.
Yeah, we've already made this.
You install Tinder.
Right, we should.
We'll get Maui to make the profile.
Yeah.
We'll get Maui to manage the account and see how many matches for dates you get here in Malta.
You know, I once, I don't know if I should tell the story, actually. I might have backtracked.
Well, it's all right.
Let's backtrack.
Marinate on it. There'll be more ecos. Don't you worry about that.
Might have saved myself right there. Good job, Anders.
I'll just say this. I'll bring it back to the game. Vitality already have an excellent half here. 9 rounds. However,
I told you after pistol we should pack it up, man.
they picked the CT side. So something in Vitality's head thinks that this is favorable for them, but opening pick, going the way of OG.
Their flashes haven't been great over long, have they?
There's
That
been a
one did
lot of
nothing.
missed nades in general.
Yeah, that's true. I guess that, as again, Vitality's on their second time playing this map officially.
Yeah, but even OG missed some nades.
Yeah, all right, well. They have a stand-in for an in-game leader. Does that count?
Oh!
He was looking the wrong way, wasn't he?
Yeah, that was a
What?
big swing.
Okay. This is as good of a chance as any as OG has to find not only a 5th, but build on this
Surely they win
and
this
get a
round.
6-2.
The only way they don't win this round is if they go B. And
You don't go B.
they could be going B.
You just don't go B.
but they
for
could
mid.
be going B.
No, you don't do that.
Surely they phase the smoke.
You don't.
Okay, nice.
No.
Nice, nice.
This is
They're not overthinking it.
such an ill-advised play to go B for mid.
There we go. And that is the round. All right.
Talk to me about hieroglyphs. Is it possible that if an alien race visits in the future, they're gonna see, humans communicating in pictures? There's gonna be a little bit of time in between where we're communicating in written text, and then now we're back to emotes and all the rest of it. It's basically the same thing.
Yeah.
So are they gonna say, oh, it's interesting? They had like a
That's
little bit
if
of
you
break.
believe in aliens, though, Anders. Not everybody does.
Why is there?
I don't know how you couldn't at this point in time, though. Like it's obvious that it's not even conspiracy anymore.
Can we go back to that sign just so we can?
Well, it had Arabic, English, and Chinese.
Yeah, because it's a tourist
Yeah,
location.
exactly. I was gonna correct myself.
Yeah.
I was gonna add the addendum.
No climbing and no humping the
The table either. So no fun, basically.
That's not his leg coming out the bottom.
Well,
So the aliens. Are they real?
Yes. Yeah, I think we're all on board with that.
All right.
I think what's more interesting than aliens is how do we respond to them, and this is where I think the Dark Forest theory has some legs. Is that I don't know if you guys are familiar, but it's that we think that other races are out there in the universe, and what everybody is doing, all these other hunter civilizations out there in the universe are doing, is that we're all just quiet, because if you say, hey, we're over here, everybody's just going to blast you. So
I see, because we like to kill things.
yeah, the cosmic sociology right now is pointing towards just stay silent.
Don't do anything.
Don't make noise.
I see. Okay, so
it's so
they're
like
pushing. They're pushing.
Okay.
And they're pushing back.
And they fall back into the Dark Forest.
Yeah, into the silence.
Yes.
It's perfect.
Yes.
So they should.
Oh, well, doesn't even need to see his opponent.
That's not fair, is it?
ZywOo's just sending photons out to other planets, blowing them up with no regard for alien life.
That's a sick shot, isn't it?
Oh.
He almost shot his own grenade like it was unreal.
Maybe that'll be in Source 2 Enders. You can blow your grenades up mid-air.
I think that would be sick. Shooting grenades, though. Just the shooting.
Imagine your reaction speed to do stuff like that.
Could
Then the
shoot.
aim trainers might actually get a little bit of something.
Shoot enemy grenades as well?
Yeah, the skill ceiling would be so high.
Okay. Something to work with. I like it. 4 on 5 here. We're in the 15th round, so chance for OG to try and do something. Get a 6 on the board. Still doesn't really feel like that much. It feels like it's just way too little too late, but well, I guess we'll have to see what Vitality's T-side actually will look like. That is an unfortunate time to fiddle around with your weapon.
I really like this setup. ZywOo on platform here with the AWP, so the Spinks can play. Oh, flash forward!
Oh,
Okay,
no.
well, the setup was good. They have the info now. They've seen the bomb. 30 seconds. ZywOo gonna lock this one down. Jax to mop up. Just the final frag now. It's just gonna be Flame, 6 points of health. A 1-on-4 situation. First one dealt with. 20 seconds remaining here, and if he creeps ever forward, he should be dead to ZywOo every day of the week, and he will be. 10-5 on the half. Vitality looking hot to trot. Still with the stand-in situation of Jax. Let's see how this one ends after the break. Don't go anywhere.
Look, tell a man no trouble, I don't want beef, man, I just want vibes. Big man like me, no need for the telephone hype. I got too much getting online. One rule, then I'm on site. Wrong move, I bet they gon' ride. No need for the telephone hide, nah. No need for the snoozing. Big whip outside, I'm cruising. Big stick inside, no losing. Better watch out for the snake and Judas is. Don't ask them who this is. I bet they know what I'm moving in. I bet I show it into a dim. How you hate and then lose again? How you hating my vibes? Why you wasting my time? Getting hype on my line. Tell a man I don't want feedback, I just want relax. Brand new whip, two-tone, I need that brand new hit. You know, like lean back, brand new bits I live in. We pack, man, you never gonna like us. Get them on sight now, let them on light that way. They know I'm more righteous. Look at my life, I'm living alright. I'm nice, you know I'm alright. Cause looking like Christ, no need for the hype or fight or telephone vipers. No need for the telephone vipers. He's a ZywOo! The best in the game!
We are back once again. It's Vitality versus OG. Second half, first map coming up. We're on Anubis, and this has been a great start for Vitality. They've done almost everything correctly. I mean, we haven't seen them play this map too much. What do you think, gentlemen? Are you excited about this?
I'm excited to see ZywOo continue to farm. I didn't pick him for my fantasy team, so I know that means I'll be finishing somewhere towards the bottom. Because if he keeps doing this every game, there's nowhere to catch up.
17-3. Just magical stuff.
Yeah.
And this is OG's pick, by the way. He's not supposed to just be farming them on their own pick. I do want to say that for OG and for anybody that's just tuning in to what their campaign is looking like at ESL Pro League, Nico is the in-game leader. The
Indeed.
Dexter tweet was a troll.
All right. Disinformation, I like it. Oh, trying to get that headshot.
This is interesting. 3 from Dark.
They need to just have such a powerful start here, and it's not even looking that way. 18th kill for ZywOo. He's just firing shots at them, just popping off towards that
Gonna get
connector.
dropped on here.
Oh, man. They're even pushing out. They're not even defending the bomb. They're just fighting everywhere. This is disastrous. Run and gun for ZywOo as he gets another one. Triple kill for him in the pistol. All of them headshots, leaving Nico on his own.
Good luck, mate. 1 on 3. The first is pretty tidy. Low HP, sure. No defuse kit in play. The tap of the bomb there, but time is against him, not on his side. The low HP player causes a distraction. That should be it. He's going to have to stick this one a full 10 seconds. No time. Nice shot, and that is the round. So does get all the kills. Walks away with 4 frags and Kevlar. Or should walk away with Kevlar here. Yep, does stay alive. He can buy an M4. They could have a pretty threatening second round here, but that just like an aim map for Vitality. Just strolled in.
Just
bop.
Put ZywOo right out in the open with a P250. Doesn't even have any significant cover, and he's just nailing people in the face. Yeah, that is...
He's having fun.
Yeah. What do you think about him saying in that interview, though, that he doesn't view himself as a superstar in the pregame interview?
I don't know.
On the one hand,
I can't place it.
It feels like such a cool mentality to have, but it almost is bordering on delusional when you're the best player in the world. It's like, come on, like, what do you want? Like,
he's in the conversation as just one of the best players to ever touch the game. Like,
it could also be
it
could be like the sickest smackdown on everyone else, because if he isn't, then nobody else can claim.
Yeah,
like,
true.
He's just shut everyone else down. He's like, nah.
He's looking at some aliens on another planet. He's just saying they're better.
Well, things haven't started well for Nico. He did buy that M4, and then he got tagged. And now he's had to give the M4 to Neofrag. So...
Not a bad guy to hold it.
Yeah, it's just you invest so much money, and then you don't even get to use your toy. Kind of sucks.
Yeah, I mean, it's like buying a new drone and then it just dropping it in the ocean before it even gets going.
Is that another Blue story?
No, I just...
Bardolph story,
yeah, it's a
potentially.
Did Bardolph drop a drone in the ocean?
No, he hasn't. But I've thought about it myself.
I think we got some, like... There was some... Blue had some interesting adventures. We all know Blue, right? He does Rainbow Six now. He had, like, an electric skateboard. He had an electric skateboard phase. That didn't go very well. He fell off that. I think there's been some drone accidents.
Okay.
I've read some stuff about cars recently, having a hard time getting the cars serviced. They're all expensive things as well. You got a dog. They're all, you know, you can...
Hopefully no dog accident.
I remember Days tried to talk him into buying a Rolex, which, considering all the other things he bought, it might have been better to buy the Rolex.
There's a lot of esports people with Rolexes now. I think we're cornering the market on it.
I'm not really a big watch guy. I only own one watch.
What, you don't like knowing the time?
Well, I got the time in my pocket.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. I don't wear it that often.
For the time right now, Maui, 4:39.
And you didn't even pay tens of thousands of dollars to tell me that.
No,
yeah.
Actually,
that's winning all fronts.
That phone does cost a lot.
Yeah, I think it's like, yeah. It's not. It could be cheaper. Let's put it that way. So look at that round. So they walk away with one saved rifle here. But OG should have to eco behind this.
Yep.
And I think Vitality will be putting in map number 1 here, gentlemen.
It's looking likely, isn't it?
No one's
Not a
been
big- not a big
landing any
statement.
putts out there, but I guess these guys will in the server.
I landed one.
You
on
got a putt?
broadcast. Yeah, I only
Okay.
took one shot on broadcast, and I think I made it.
Is this the Insta? That's the Insta dark smoke from ZywOo from Spawn there. All right, that's nice. Thank you, ZywOo. I've learned that one.
They
Put
found
that
them
one in my
already.
back pocket.
Hey, Future
Oh, I
Pros.
think he missed.
He did.
There's a lot of missed smokes in this game.
Where did it go? Oh, he definitely missed.
Yeah,
Well, I take it all back.
it's on a random ledge somewhere. Okay. Flames trying to make that AK
There it is.
work for him and OG, but this looks like it'll be a pretty easy cleanup for Vitality. And that leads me to a question, Chad. We're in Malta
Yes.
right now, and
True.
when's the walking tour? When's the
We do a walking tour of Malta.
when are we gonna get the broadcast tour of Malta? I mean,
Oh.
they are partial sponsors of this event, Gaming Malta.
That's true. So you want me to walk the entire island of Malta?
I don't see
Yes.
why not. With a microphone in hand.
Okay. How long do you think that would take? I'm genuinely curious.
Do you know the answer?
I don't.
Oh, I would probably say
2 days.
Not.
2 days to walk the entire island. Are we talking just that if we walk the extremities of the island?
You not the actual like every in and side, just the roadway leading around.
And that's the thing. Then some places we don't have any roads. So I don't know. I think you could do it in a day.
a day.
I think you could walk the entire island of Malta in a day.
No way.
I
don't think
a,
so?
I think a little.
I think
long.
it's too much.
Well, actually, I think Matt biked the whole island in like 7 hours or 5 to 7 hours.
Okay, so then maybe like a day and a half then.
Yeah, I think day and a half then. Yeah, maybe 2. I'll just say 2.
Let's
days
say
also.
2. We'll round up to 2. 2 seems pretty reasonable. Look, so with what we're talking about here, I had, and this is before both of you arrived, I had everybody around to my place on one of the first days we had like a big talent meeting and stuff, and that hasn't been able to persist because I've had podcasts and other nonsense going on. But that was my tourism for everybody.
That was
Come
the
to my
tour.
house and have some beer and pizza. But we can work
Easy.
on a tour. I can take you to some places.
You mean Monster and Pizza?
Yeah.
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 That sounds like a good time.
Yeah, we'll see if we can bring it back for the next week of play here.
Okay. Vitality having way too good of a time right now. We heard Apex laughing the half away.
Cackling, some might say.
Yes.
He was excited, wasn't he?
That was good. Yeah, that's good.
This almost became an interesting round, but then it just wasn't at the end. So they steal the AK.
This could be the group of 2-0s.
That could be.
I
This
think
could really be the group of 2-0s.
I was kind of thinking there would be more slaughters in this group.
I think a lot of teams have a really hard time on the CT side putting together their CT defense. I think that B is, people struggle with how I need to move once we lose this space, or where are we watching, because any of these timings, if you miss one, you can just get overrun. Now that deep mid smoke, that helps them with mid scaling here. It's also going to make Nico a little bit more scared. They could be pushed up all the way. And here's aggression.
There's a response. And Fiku with the swing out, but it is Vitality that come out on
Well
top.
handled.
Jax. Some call him a stand-in. I call him a ringer. He's been looking really good for them thus far.
Yeah, what a guy. He's ready for more. Dexter's going to be really careful. Tricky thing when you throw that pop flash, because if you throw it as shallow as they did there, it's not going to catch people that are up towards the wall, but if you throw it deeper, and they're playing where Fiku was in the first half, then they're not going to get caught at all, so you can't really cover everything. Jax, good catch, taking down Dex. That is everything you would have wanted. Neo frag. Oh! Spin! It's Nico holding the bomb inside, and he gets blown up.
Nice shot there from Jax. That's one very, very tidy round here. Keep his name in the conversation. Had a great go of things yesterday versus Greyhound, continuing to have a pretty good showing here today.
I talked to Apex in the elevator about playing with Jax and calling with Jax, and he kind of hinted at the fact that, well, when you play with Dupree, you're feeling out the map a little bit more. You know, you're trying to make some more reads, a little bit slower. But with Jax, you just send him in with some util, and he's good to go.
More direct.
And we see that right there. Prime example of the explosiveness of Jax in the server. Yeah, I mean, the last 2 days have been good for Jax.
He's not going to get the ace, I can tell you that much here. Neofrag way too far away. Jax is not close enough. He's still towards that ace side. Bomb goes off. So 4 in total. Neofrag will be staying alive as well with the M4. All right, well, they'll be happy with that one here. And also, I think the one thing that Jax brings to the team, and this is definitely not a knock at Dupree by any stretch of the imagination, it's just speaking the positives of Jax, is his aim was always something we discussed. And you get to see a little bit of that on display here. But the thing that is the headline for him is the attitude that he brings.
Yeah.
He's just such a nice guy. Like, he's always smiling. He's always having a good time. And I think if he can help lift the mood in the camp of Vitality, that's a positive, because sometimes they look a little bit glum. We talk about the pressure.
You ever notice how whenever you try and sell this angle, it's always really hard to not make it sound like it's actually an underhanded insult?
Sure.
Like, it always sounds like, oh, he's like such a nice guy, and it feels like the sort of thing you'd say when you're actually saying, he's not a good enough player, but he is a nice guy, and he's bringing the mood up, but it legitimately does make a huge difference, right?
Yeah.
So it's really not an insult, but it just always kind of feels that way, or maybe it's just me, but...
The last thing I'd want any of my significant others to say,
nice.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't want to be just known as a nice guy.
Right.
That's just, yeah.
But he is genuinely a really nice guy.
Well, we've seen...
But we've listed a bunch of other compliments along with that.
Yes, I said his aim was good too.
Yes, yes.
We've seen plenty of other teams that don't have that person that just crumble in really hard positions, so yeah, it makes
yes!
entries.
Just keep it going.
Way more than a nice guy.
Laser beamed him.
Back to cruel guy.
Yeah, that's 15.
When we had him on the couch yesterday, I was a little bit surprised. I kind of forgot about this, or maybe I just didn't know it at all. But he started his career at 26, and he's 30 now. That in itself is such a unique story, isn't it?
He might be able to change the discourse of, like, well, actually, to be fair, can we even find a team that he would go to that isn't a French roster that won't go anywhere? Right? You are going to have a hard time figuring that one out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to even open the door on that discussion.
Right?
Yeah.
I think Nico, who we got on our screen right now, it's interesting. We just were speaking to Rugger just before we kicked off the last couch segment. He came over and asked our predictions. And I was like, it's hard because you both have stand-ins. But I said, I think that Vitality have the advantage because Nico, he's been sidelined for a while. He's also having an in-game lead. And Rugger said he's got a great memory. He said he remembers strats from years ago, like back in the Optic days when Rugger was working with Nico. So he said he's got a great memory. And I think...
who was calling on that team? Was it
back in the Optic days?
Yeah.
That's going to be real hard because the roster changed a bit, right? So I don't know exactly which iteration it would have been.
Was MSL ever on it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think he was for a period.
Yeah, I think I'll say this, the defaults from OG have looked a little bit slower, less... I have a hard time sometimes describing like Nexus calling style. It's like segmented basically. It's like it was segmented in terms of the way he was calling, and I'd say that OG's is more like a slow creep across the map.
So the last OG roster was left with Cajun, Tessus, Config, MSL, and Nico. With Rugger as the coach. So there we go.
Well, they're having a hard time right now. 15-5. In a position to lose this map without really doing much of anything. 5 rounds. Hard to deal with. Neofrag is going to get tested and doesn't quite come up with the goods. Magisk will take him down. 2 more people at the bomb site, or at least kind of adjacent to the bomb site. Nico's going to be able to find 1 kill there. Bomb is kind of far away. That's interesting, because Apex has the bomb site, but they're not even really fully committed yet.
They still have a smoke on Apex. Oh, don't worry about the smoke. Just worry about the headshot. This one's looking done. This is toasted, boys.
It's cooked.
Let him cook.
Yeah.
Well, let them cook. They're not making anything. This is a 2-minute noodle game right now. You'll eat it. You needed some sustenance, but you weren't happy about it. Where was your protein? Where was your veggies?
You're hungry 10 minutes later. You're already ready for more. Spinks will close it at 16-5. That is a very convincing victory. Vitality. Anubis might be a place they want to revisit.
That was too easy. It shouldn't have been that easy.
But it was.
Agreed.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, that's the map, boys. That's the map. That was done. That was pedestrian. That was a walk in the bloody park. And I think that's what Vitality are thinking too. OG need to go back to the drawing board. They need to see if they can wake themselves up here, because this series will continue after a break, after the couch. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back very shortly indeed.